We lost 4 braids in battle. I was literally just washing my hair and the universe was like, take these damn braids out. Like, it's time. Like, look at how they're even put up in my hair right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Hey, what is up? Hello, I go by Ren. I don't know why I'm covering my roots, because it's not like y'all don't even know my braids are falling out, but it's definitely time to take them out. But I wanted to do so while filming, and I wanted to answer some explicit questions y'all asked me on Instagram. I've always wanted to do a Q&A, but I didn't feel like I was a big enough YouTuber to do so. But I don't know, I just put up on my Instagram to ask me some questions, and about 3 people did. So these are going to be some very detailed responses, but I'm going to do so while taking out my braids because, as you can see, it's been a long time coming. So for the first question, we're going to start off pretty sane, or pretty you know, not as explicit. How did you know you wanted to write a poetry book? I will put the video up somewhere on the screen, or maybe in the card up here, or maybe not, because it was from a very long time ago and it was super cringe. When I was in high school, I performed a poem. I think it was called From a Feminist. I think that's what it was called. But I performed a poem like years ago. I think I was a sophomore. I was either a sophomore or a junior during that time period, and I performed it at my school, and it was like, I was fairly new. Like, I wasn't brand new to poetry, but I wasn't like as good as I am now. So during this time period, we had a pageant at my school, and I think it was like one of the first and ever like pageants we really did at my high school. And they didn't have a talent category, but they had like, if you wanted to perform, you could perform. So I decided that I wanted to perform a poem. After oh my gosh, these are, yeah. Had a good run with y'all. After I got off stage, you know, of course, got applause, etc. Next day, or like the next week, I was chilling in the cafeteria with you know, just my friends or whatever, and an administrator that had been with me since middle school came up to me out of nowhere, and she was like, I really liked your poem at the pageant, you know, you should write a book. And when she said it like it was something that I could just easily do. Like writing a book is not as big of a task as what it really is. So when she said it, it kind of just made me feel like she really believed in me, because writing a book, I didn't ever even thought about writing a book before. Like, it was never something that I had been interested in. So I was just like, this is an interesting perspective. So yeah, that's how I got the idea to write Brown Girl Almighty. The title itself came from, I was on Tumblr one day and I seen something, it was like I think it was a tattoo on some white girl, and it was Girl Almighty. And why do I feel like it's a One Direction song? I don't know, probably might be, I don't know. But after seeing that, I was like, I love this phrase and I love this tattoo, but let me make it more personal. Let me put brown in front of it. So that's how it came to be. Yeah, next question. Oh, okay, this is actually a really good question. What is your sexuality and how have you come to terms with it? My sexuality, I don't really care about labels, to be honest, because I mean, like, when I'm asked by other people, it's just easier for me to say lesbian, because it's really for the sake of other people. Like, I went through a period where I was like struggling to like define myself, and it was only to make it easier for others. But now I'm just at the point where I'm just like, I really don't like I don't really care to stick to labels. I like girls, but I also don't like, I like girls, but I don't discriminate against, not to say that people discriminate against, but like, I don't discriminate against like non-binary people or like transgender people or genderqueer, etc. Like, it doesn't, basically that's not going to be a factor of if I'm going to date you or not. So I hope that makes sense. People say that's considered pansexual, but I don't like men. Let me rephrase that before people get offended. I just won't date or mess with a man. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And come to terms with it, like I said, I feel like the only reason people have to associate themselves with labels is to make it easier for everybody else to, you know, understand them. Like as long as like, you know, or it's just like, really for me, it's just like a feeling. Like, if I like you, I like you. I really don't care. Come to terms with it. I really just don't care no more. I don't even remember coming out to people because I don't think that I really came out. Oh, I have a story time about how my cousin outed me at the Christmas dinner table. It was such a weird, if you don't want to watch that video, I'll put it up in the cards up there, but if you don't want to watch it, I'll give you a quick little recap. Basically, I don't remember what year it was years ago. We were at the dinner table during Christmas, and this is the same cousin of mine that is in jail, and he should stay there because he's a terrible person. Sorry, I just had to let that out. But basically, we were at the dinner table, and beforehand, like earlier in that evening, I had came a little later than everybody else, so everybody was already there. And my cousin, when he seen me, I don't even think he greeted me. I just think that like he walked up to me when I was like sitting in the corner away from everybody else and was like,
have you ever ate pussy?
And I was like, what? Like, how random of a, I'm like 14, 15 at this time, or I don't remember how old I was, to be honest, but I was like younger, and I was like, I had never even like messed with a girl yet, and he just asked me that randomly, and I don't know where he got the idea that I liked girls. So it was just so random, and I told him no, and he wasn't satisfied with that answer. He literally kept bugging me about it like for the rest of the night. He was like, I know you like girls, I know you like girls. After me telling him no, I was eventually, he stopped talking about it, but out of nowhere, everybody, I'm talking about entire family, grandma, grandpa, uncles, aunts, cousins, little cousins, we're sitting there at the table, and out of nowhere he just is like,
Trins a dyke.
and everybody was like, and I don't even think that it was because I like girls. I just think that it was because it was so freaking random. And everybody was like, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm gonna just use a fake name. They were like, James, like shut up. Like, what are you talking? Like, leave her alone. Like, it was like that. It was a response like that. So yeah, come to terms with it. I really just like learning to be me, you know? And I feel like we're constantly evolving and learning about ourselves every day. So I don't feel pressured anymore. I used to feel pressure, like I'm talking fairly recently, like I used to feel pressure like within like 2019. I felt pressured to, like, especially being in college, it's like when you meeting girls and you talking to girls, they're like, some of them are like, I can't mess with a bisexual, you know, she's gonna cheat on me with a dude. Like, it's just very, very weird. But I feel like the more you know yourself, and the more you come to terms with the fact that you're ever changing and you don't really need a label to like define yourself, you know, it gets better. Basically, next question, do you masturbate? I made a whole entire video basically about masturbating. Yeah, so of course I masturbate. I mean, like, who don't? Like, for real, like, who don't? And like I remember learning about what it was. Like, I vividly remember. This is why we need better sex education.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Sex education in general, and in middle school, like my health teacher slash coach, abstinence, don't do it, you'll regret it, you're gonna hate yourself, you're gonna hate your, like, bro, like, that is so unhealthy for like teenage, young adult, what are we preteen, they're called preteens. For one, like me growing up, I was always the type of kid that if you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna want to do it even more. And it's like many people are like that. So if you're yelling at me abstinence, I'm gonna be curious. So I feel like if we were educated on those kinds of things more and better, in a better way, it, like, things would be very different. But yeah, of course I masturbate. Like, who don't, you know? Like, who doesn't? So this is the 2-in-1. So top or bottom? I talked about this in my let's talk about lesbian sex, baby. I hope you guys understood the title. You guys know how I hope you know. Sometimes I put like quirky like bloopers in the beginnings of my videos and stuff like that. And for the beginning of that video, I wanted to do the whole like pitch perfect, let's talk about sex, baby, let's talk about you and me. And you know how like they'll change like songs throughout the, like, I felt like that was the dopest scene in Pitch Perfect. I wanted to do that at the beginning, but I was there with Alanis, who was a friend of mine, and I didn't know if she was really down for all that goofy stuff, so I just did it. But I hope you guys understood why the title is like that and how it's supposed to go. But top or bottom, both. me and my ex were very versatile. I don't like all that, you know, like those stereotypes in the lesbian community that are like, studs wear the strap, femmes don't wear the strap, studs can't get the strap. Like, it's just so weird to me, bro. Like, if I'm with somebody, like, it has to be versatility. Like, don't tell me, like, okay, it's different if you, it's finna get real explicit, by the way, but it's different if you genuinely don't like to be eaten out. But if you're saying, like, I don't want you to do it just because society makes you feel like, as a woman, as a lesbian woman who is probably more masculine, you can't get eaten out. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird behavior, bro. That's weird behavior. What Twitter doing in our bed? Like, you know, like, oh, like, what is Twitter doing? Indy, are you sleeping with Twitter? Are you sleeping with lesbian Twitter? Are you sleeping with toxic masculinity lesbian Twitter? I'd hope not. Long story short, both. Do you prefer scissoring or strap? So both scissoring and using a strap are pretty difficult. And don't be in my comments, you gotta, like, it's not that hard, you gotta know how to do it right. But you gotta take into consideration people's bodies types are different. Like with straps, like, straps are not real like penises. Like, they don't, like, a lot of them are like, they, even though they're like firm, they still like, they don't be like this, but they're like, you know, like, and real penises don't do that. So, and then also the person wearing it can't feel it, so they don't know how it feels to you. So it can be difficult. I look like Lupita in It, bro. I mean, I'm tripping. In Us, bruh. In Us. I'm tripping. I said It. So I'm gonna finish my hair and then come right back and in this video because I don't have any more questions. So I actually just finished taking out my hair, and oh my god, look at how long my real hair has gotten. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, the more that I look at it overall, it's just really crazy to me. I've had these braids in for almost 2 months, and no wonder they call it a protective style, because I was constantly messing around with my hair. But yeah, so this is about it. Other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe, same as always, and you guys will see me in the next video.